Kith Kids supports families with children who have a disability, whatever their age and whatever their disability. The one thing they have in common is that they are isolated and cannot find the support they need anywhere else. The wide variety of our activities and the level of individual support offered ensure that there is something to suit each person. Take the example of Quagga, who is 16 and has autism. For years she rejected all activities outside of school, which in turn tied her and her mother Mary to a very narrow circle of living. By the time she came to Kith Kids, Mary had nearly given up hope that she could find a place that her daughter would not reject. On her first weekend club, Quagga was introduced to a volunteer who was also new. They were both invited to take a look around with the coordinator to see if there was anything they liked to get involved in. If not, no problem. So they wandered around looking at the various activities that were going on. And when they came to the art room, the volunteer said she quite fancied doing some painting. Quagga was asked if she wanted to carry on looking around or stay with the volunteer and do some art herself. She chose to stay, and she chose to come back to the next club and all other Kith Kids activities since then. She has now joined our youth group, where she is learning everyday skills in fun ways with a peer group made up of volunteers and other young people with disabilities. Her mother's relief at seeing Quagga come out of herself and thrive in this group was poignantly expressed at our recent AGM and was echoed by many other parents there, including young Matthew's mum and dad. Matthew is 8 years old and has Williams syndrome, a condition that causes developmental delays. When he first came to Kith Kids 2 years ago, he had no speech and no way of interacting with people. His focus was solely on things, objects, especially electronic gadgets. Anything that got in the way of him playing with the gadget of choice would result in long bouts of screaming and crying, making it impossible for him to play with others. But using his obsession as a starting point, we developed a range of activities that encouraged him to use words and become more aware of the people around him. With the intensive support of 2 trained volunteers for all activities and the input from creative therapists, we could see his progress from project to project. And so could his parents, who gained hope and confidence to such a degree that this August they felt able to let Matthew come to our summer camp, his first whole week away from home. It was a welcome respite for his family, and as for Matthew himself, he absolutely loved it. His range of words grew every day, and he was able to focus on activities that did not involve electronic gadgets. He frequently went to socialise with people of his own accord in his own way, and they did not even have to have a mobile phone or an iPod in their hand for him to show an interest. It was a great success. These are just 2 examples of how Kith Kids help disabled children and young people. But there are many others, and unlike most organisations, there is no cut-off point in Kith Kids in terms of age, because we are well aware that different people need support at different times in their lives. Our new Employment and Life Skills project helps young adults at the more able end of the learning disability spectrum develop skills for work and independence. And the Kith Kids Lifetime Advocacy Support Project helps older families where parents are no longer able to support their adult sons and daughters themselves. Support tailored to individual needs at different times of life is what makes Kith Kids both unique and very effective in improving the quality of life of families with disabled children. And it is you who enable us to do this. Thank you for your support.